feels like it was yesterday.
Yes, it does.
That we started.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
And
so exciting.
And COVID and being away for 4 months didn't help too much. But so as they're trying to figure this out, I have some news, some really exciting news that I just said. We did a quick Facebook Live before we started the show. It's on now. And okay, so Elix.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I think it's on. So for anyone who's waiting for or is under Stephen the Medium, Elix is going to share it and do a watch party. Just make sure, Elix, that it's not Stephen, it's the Mediumship page. You got to change it. Oh, there's a problem here, everybody. I need help.
Just focus on.
But just make sure it goes on under Stephen the Medium.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Oh dear God. In any case, the excitement is that I finished my first newsletter today. I'm really excited about it because, it may not sound big or, something really crazy, but for me, it is. It wasn't the easiest to fixing or trying to figure out what the first newsletter would be and the subject and making sure that, I engage people and have people learn something. That's what I want. That's what Spirit does for me, and that's what I want to do for everybody. So, in the subject matter, I'm not really sure when it's going to actually come out because I just sent it over to my darling Lindsay Darling. That really is her last name, Darling. She is darling.
She is darling.
I mean, she's adorable.
She was born that way.
But she does both mine and Elix's webs. And she's, I was going to say phenomenal, but that doesn't even cover it. So in any case, the reason why I picked this subject is that, excuse me, it's on signs. So hopefully you have signed up for my email list and you'll get this. But pretty much what the subject matter is, it's about signs and figuring out what signs mean. So I had an incident that I was reading somebody. And for the past maybe 2 years or so, every time when I'm reading someone and I see a pineapple, the Spirit shows me a pineapple, I know immediately they want me to bring up Hawaii, which I do. It's one of those very easy, quick things I do. A couple of months ago, I was doing a reading for this woman. This woman came because she lost her mom and she was really close to her mom. And her mom kept showing me a lei. And I just thought, where else do I've never seen a lei before in Spirit, so where else do I go with it except Hawaii? So I asked her about Hawaii, and immediately she understands the Hawaii reference, the lei. She actually had, she went to Hawaii with her mother a number of years prior, and this particular lei that her mother was wearing a lot, she still has. So it was a huge validation, but I started thinking, my God, why in the world would you change the pineapple that I know so well that makes it my life so much easier and Spirit's life so much easier? And then I started thinking about this and thought, oh my God, because each person is different. And that's what sort of prompted me to do this newsletter, to think, I use the example of, like, if you see a hawk that just comes right next to you or, close to you, and, it's a sign, but you don't know what it means. And for a lot of people, they go to their iPhone, their iPad, and just type in like in the spirit world, what does seeing a hawk mean, or what's the sign of a hawk? And what I wanted people to understand is that that's not the end all. That's really a generic explanation, and really to get the real explanation, because those signs are for you individually. In the newsletter, I just explain how to figure out exactly who it is and the message. Again, not to slam or say anything bad about, when you look things up in, like say number sequences, like 111 or coins, they're all signs. And I think they have great information online. But again, if each person if there's 10 people and 10 people see a coin at the same time and they look up a coin, or they see a hawk at the same time and go to the same site, and most of the sites have the same thing, they're going to be left with this sort of generic explanation of what a hawk means. And it really is more than that, because your loved ones have spent a lot of time making sure you see this sign, and they want to make sure you get the most out of it. And so do you, right? So that's what the newsletter is. It just talks about how you can figure this out. And in the midst of figuring it out, you get to also sort of strengthen that muscle of connecting, and which ultimately makes you see more signs. So the newsletter, I hope, everybody really enjoys it. I'm really excited about it. And it's something that I want to keep going with. And I am so scared right now because I look at Elix and I look at Mark, and both of them just look like these expressions like, am I on the air? Like, can people still hear me?
Well, they can hear you. Perhaps it's a function. Our faces are a function of the chaos that you put us through because we couldn't get Facebook, the live feed.
That I put you through.
I was just going to say that. You were like freaking out.
Exactly.
So badly.
Hey, listen, because I want people that go to Stephen the Medium, they're expecting the show, and I want to make sure people get to see the show. That's what they tune in for, right? And they want to see, they want to hear the validations, and I'm taking care of my peeps. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I'm trying to get the radio part on the air, because it's
Me too, Mark. Me too.
I'm running around trying to get the GM. Poor Mark is having a nervous breakdown. Stephen can't even focus. He usually is having a conversation with Spirit at the same time he's speaking to anyone, and now he's can't even focus. And
hey, I've shared my newsletter. I've done a very, very good job. I'm zen. I'm in a zen place.
At our expense, he's zen. All right. No, but I do want to say something about.
Oh wait, are we good?
We are good.
Okay. Stephen the Medium, we're good.
We are good. People can join us on the live feed on Facebook, or they can go to wararadio.com or YouTube.
Right.
But anyways, one thing that when you talked about your newsletter, and I read it, it's really fabulous. What I really got, and I get this because I live with you, and over the years I've learned about Spirit. But what I think one of the most important things about your message is that it's to really tune in and to allow, to allow to be flexible, to be fluid, because when you just tune in, Spirit it's got that open road, to you, if you will.
Open path, yeah. And thank you for saying that, Elix. And that's why I put the newsletter. And when you read it, you'll get some more details on it. But just I'll say this before we hit break, is that imagine that you have lost your mom. And I'm just using mom as an example, and your mom is going to create this sign for you. Remember, your mom's standing right next to you. So when she creates this personal sign for you, it's really for you. And she knows what's going on with you. Like looking at the internet for the explanation of what the sign is or any place else, that just doesn't encompass what your mom knows of you, what's going on in your life, what you're thinking. Are you afraid? Are you sad? Are you happy? All of these kind of emotions in your life. And your mom knows that this sign for you is to help, whatever it is, to help you and to move you forward in the best light and to be the happiest. And that's what your mom wants. So hopefully that makes sense. And 508-222-1320 is the number. But when we come back, I'll start taking calls. So we're right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. You know, I just looked down. I asked Elix on my phone when we cake, and I looked down, and I know there's a delay, and I laughed because I forgot about the delay. And as we're going to break, you just see me kind of jam to the music, which I didn't think you could see me because I thought once the song starts, it's just my trials and tribulations of being Steven. So let me go to the to the phone calls because we got a lot of spirit here. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this? Hello.
Hi,
Hi. Who's this?
it's Vivian.
Hi, Vivian. How are you?
Hi, I'm sorry, I was in a little bit of awe that you picked me, or
I like that. I like awe. That's good, Vivian.
You're the next contestant.
Exactly. So, Vivian, you're the. Thank you for being my first caller. And okay, let me see what's going on here with you, Miss Vivian. Miss Vivian. Vivian, I have there's a dad figure that steps forward to let me know that he's first. So dad is crossed, correct?
yes.
Your father is just so adamant to make sure you know that he's here and he's first, and said, "That's my Vivian, so I'm going to be here. I'm going to start this first." And you know, he also shows me the very closeness. So when he was here, you must have had a very close relationship, correct?
Oh, yes. Uh-huh. And I think that we still continue that way. But
I love that, Vivian. I love what you just said because absolutely, he did just say to me though that there's some kind of celebration. There's a birthday or an anniversary. He keeps showing me a bouquet of flowers. So there's something connected to you, your father, your mother, kids. But there's a birthday or an anniversary or some celebration 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward, Vivian. So.
yeah, it was just my son's birthday this weekend, and we were.
Hi. I love it. So it's your dad just making sure you know that he's was part of that birthday. And who's Bob? Bill? Who's the B name?
Oh, Bob. My brother is Robert.
Oh wow! But your brother's still here.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
So dad's just giving a Sorry about that, Vivian. Dad's just giving a validation for your son. Also, Vivian, I don't think I've ever got this in a reading, but your father. Wait, is your mother still here?
My mom is, yes.
Yeah, I just said to him, you know, where's Vivian's mom? And when I hear nothing, it just means that your mom's still here. Do you understand what the salt is? Why your father is talking about salt?
Oh, yes. I really believe in energy and energy coming from salt. So I just put a jar of salt in my office.
Oh my God, Vivian! Wow, he just keeps showing me salt and says, just say to my daughter salt, and you just did that.
Yes, and it's pretty recent too that I put some crystals inside my jar of salt just today.
Unbelievable in such an incredible way that your father's not only validating that because he's always with you, and you know you said it, Vivian, which I hope everybody gets that bond between the two of you it's not dissipated, it's not going anywhere, it's just a different way. It's just your dad's with you, and that's why he brings up the salt. But your father just said that he also loves the fact that you understand the energy sort of source of crystals, and that what that gives you and just sort of heightens your energy, which that's one of the jobs that crystals do, and that your dad just wants to make sure you understand that. Your father just said he wanted to bring up something that you did in your office also to let you know that he comes. I mean, your father is with you 24/7, Vivian. I mean, wherever you go, your father is. He's just with you all the time. And the salt reference is just to let you to know that. You said your son had his birthday, but where do the two kids come in?
I do have 2 kids.
Oh, it's you. Okay, so it's just your dad. I mean, you talked about your son. It's just dad doesn't want to leave another child out. So just giving that as a great reference. You know what, Vivian? There's also something with the inner part of someone's arm. I at first I thought maybe it was a tattoo that your father's referencing a tattoo on an arm. And I don't know but it almost makes me. Well, let me ask you something. Does somebody have a tattoo on their arm?
Oh, I have my father's signature tattooed on my rib. It's under my arm, but well, I mean, it's located under my arm when I'm closing my arm.
I love this. I love it. I love the fact that it's a double validation. It's a way that your dad wants to make sure that that I validate for him to you about. I love that you've got his signature. But you know what? He's also talking about like an IV. I don't know if someone works in healthcare or what the IV is.
I'm in the hospital right now. Because I work at the hospital.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow, Vivian! Wow, that's why your father's. I see IVs. Is that I mean, if listen,
there are a lot of IVs going on right now.
sure. I'm sure. And what a wild way that he just talked about. Making sure you get that he's always with you, Vivian, and then he just brings me to specifically where you work. If that's not a way to let you know that man, your dad, is with you all the time and watching your kids and how much he loves you and just keeps saying how proud he is of you, and it's also a protection that he just said to me that he loves spending time. He just loves spending time with you, but it's also to protect you and protect you in every manner. That's just what your dad does. Until you cross and reunite with him, Vivian, this man is going to be there 24/7, and his mission is to be with you, watching you, protecting you, loving you. And he just also said, the last thing I'll say to you, Vivian, before I go, is that your father just said to me that you have also increased your connection with him. I know you talked about salt and you talked about crystals, but whatever you're doing, and I think it's more of the belief that you got, that you have, the faith that your father just said, my daughter connects with me so much more easier now, and it's just going to keep just going to keep growing. So whatever you're doing, keep doing.
Oh my gosh, this was phenomenal.
I love it. Listen, Vivian, thank you so much for calling, and I'm going to leave you with lots of love.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, bye-bye, Vivian, and we will be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. And let me just go to the next caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Carol.
Hi, Carol. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good too. Carol, let's tune into Carol and see what's going on here. Carol, where does the dog come in with you? There's a I don't know if this is your dog, if this was when you were younger, but before the call came in, I kept seeing a dog in spirit just go back and forth, but it's not a small dog. It's like a lab or a retriever or a shepherd.
My brother lost his dog a couple of years ago.
And was it like one of those kind of size dogs?
Yes.
Wow. So no, I knew it was connected to you. I wasn't necessarily sure if it was yours or not, but just know that your as he calls, the dog calls you, his nephew is here and just wants to say hi. So he just wants to give that as a valid. Carol's like, what?
Okay. Carol, you did call to speak to a medium. This is spirit speaking.
Yeah. Carol, a crazy medium. All right, but honestly, the dog just like ran away. It's just so psyched that you got to know that. Whether you share that, it doesn't matter. It's just that you validated him. It's all that he cares about. So it was really great. So now, Carol, where does the very, very strong mother figure come in? Is your mom still here? Carol? Hello?
My mom is still here.
Okay, so Carol, then it's got to either be. Do you have a mother-in-law who's crossed?
No.
Okay.
No, I had an aunt who was very close. Like I was very close with, like my mom, another mom figure.
Oh, that's who it is. You know why I didn't immediately go to grandmother? Because she just kept making me feel like she was like the mother generation. So it's just, I'm sure it's just your aunt stepping forward. Who's Vinny or Vicky? Who's the V? Victoria, Vinny? I keep hearing V name, either living or cross connected to you.
Vinny, Victoria.
It's a V, like Vanessa. Your aunt is giving this to me. It also could be, Carol, like a maiden name or a middle name. But your aunt is your aunt the one you just said we're close to? Was this your mother's side?
Yes, my mother's sister.
Okay, so it's definitely her because she comes to the left of me, so maternal side. So and she keeps giving me the V name and says my niece knows it. She knows. So it's just a nice way that your aunt is letting you know it's really her and that she is here with you. Carol, was somebody? I love your aunt because she just said, "Don't worry, Stephen. I'll work on Carol. I'll make sure Carol gets the V name." I love her. She's very, very sweet, very cute. But there's a couple of things. She talks about the separation with people. Somebody, I don't know if this is geographically or someone's not speaking or there was a portion of time there was somebody not speaking to somebody. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so.
So Auntie just, I say Auntie because she just said Auntie. Your aunt just wants to make sure she knows like what's going on in life and with you. My God, though, Carol, she just said something to me and she, prior to that she wanted to validate, and I can't remember what she said. I'll just go on. I'm sure she'll bring it back to me if she needs to. So, your aunt is just said to me too, sort of like the previous caller with Vivian, that she's with you all the time. Oh, I got it. Who does something with like with stereo, is there someone connected to you that used to be like a DJ or did something with a microphone or cameras?
She used to sing karaoke.
Wait a minute, who did? Auntie?
Yes.
Wow. This is so funny and so cool. I just thought I kept seeing a microphone and it's just something that, this works because your aunt just knows it's something that you're going to come out with very quickly or remember very quickly or a beautiful memory. So that's why she wants to give that as a validation, Carol. She also just said to me that you are thinking of something, a decision. There's something that you just decided or you've been contemplating, because she keeps saying to me that she's you're trying to figure something out, she said. So, Carol, is there anybody close to you that just moved or is thinking about moving?
My cousin just moved to Tennessee.
I'm not sure if that's, it could be a random thing that your aunt's just letting you know that she knows what's going on with the family, but it feels like it's closer to you. You haven't recently moved, like you've been in the same place for a long time?
A long time, yeah.
Let me ask you, Carol, did somebody just move next to you? There's a move close to you. There's something that your aunt keeps talking to me about that she keeps bringing me back to you, and it feels like or something was moved, like you moved rooms, or I don't know what this is, but your aunt just keeps saying Carol knows. You didn't just like paint anything and move things?
No.
Okay. Is it an apartment? Like, are there people
Yes.
next to you?
Yes.
And nobody just moved in or moved out?
No.
All right. Just make sure you keep it with you, because your aunt keeps talking about the change or the shift. You know what it feels like, Carol? It makes me feel like it's a bad neighbor, like a neighbor that's somewhere around. Maybe this is even in the past that finally leaves. That someone is having a very, very difficult time with this particular neighbor, or maybe even roommate. So,
Okay.
Just keep. You never had someone stay with you?
Oh, my son's been staying with me, but that's been a couple of years now.
Yeah, I don't
know if that would.
I don't think so. This is not like a good sort of scenario. This is like a scenario like Get Out. Like I
mean, the only other thing I could think of is my neighbor upstairs. She's been gone for about 3 weeks. We don't even know what the heck happened to her. Her brother's up there by himself, where it used to be the whole family. But that's the only thing that I can think of.
So now you're sharing that with me, Carol? Really? So just know, because that's an odd thing that this woman.
Seemed to me like maybe that's it. I don't know.
So this woman just left,
Yeah.
and nobody
Like,
knows what
before
happened.
4th of July, she left with her kids and just left her brother upstairs. So I don't know. Like, we haven't seen her for like a month.
Carol, that's
Maybe
exactly.
it. I don't know.
You know, it's exactly what it is. It's just your loved ones making sure you know that they know what's going on, and very, very frequently they'll bring up things that happen, really close to you. And your aunt just kept saying she knows. So just giving that is a great thing. Your aunt keeps talking about Milky Ways or Three Musketeers or candy bars or candy. There's something.
Well, she was a chocoholic.
I love it. I just keep seeing all these chocolate things. You know how you just laughed when I said that, or when you just said she was a chocoholic? Your aunt laughed twice as hard. She loves this to make sure you know that it's her and how she's always with you. She just said it's very important for my niece to know how proud I am of her and how much I love her and how much she deserves, and what a fantastic person she is. I don't know why your aunt said it that way, that you must hear this or must know this, or she wants to reiterate this to you, because she just said, I just want to make sure that Carol feels the love, like feels that she's worth everything that she is. So
Awesome.
So just know that auntie just wants to give that to you. So I'm going to leave that with you, Carol, and I hope that you find or hear something from the missing woman with her kids.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Listen, you have a great day and lots of love, Carol.
Thank you. You too.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Want to do another?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's just keep going. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi, this is Gidget.
Gidget, how are you?
I am well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing really well.
Is this the Gidget?
Yeah, we say that because we always, that name on Facebook Live cannot be missed, right? I mean, you see Gidget. like
I saw someone else with it, and I was like stunned.
wow.
Yeah.
We may have to do Gidget number 1, Gidget number 2.
This one right here is
number
my
one.
Gidget one. It's my number one Gidget. I know that. I see her on Facebook Live. And just on a side note, I know you're not like asking for this, but I do have the DVD of the only and first season of Gidget. So with Sally Fields, I know you don't need to know that. And Elix is looking at me like,
Why?
why would you say that?
I love that show.
A funky thing about that show is when it was on the first season and was canceled because it didn't do well in ratings. And this is way before my time, but it was in the 50s, I think, or 60s. I don't remember. And in the summer, they replayed the reruns, and it became so popular that they did try to do anything they could to bring Gidget back, that show, but she had already signed on to The Flying Nun. Okay,
This is my life 24/7, Mark. Just so that you know.
And Gidget,
this is
right?
what happens in my life all day long.
All righty. So Gidget, let's get to you. Okay, so Gidget, you also, I just heard, validate the birthday or anniversary. There's something really close to you. Very close.
My dad is turning 83 on Friday, and my grandmother's passing is August 23rd.
Wow. So this is, I love this. So know that, but this, when you just said your grandmother's passing, there's two grandmothers that step forward. So you have both grandmothers crossed?
Yes.
So both, like one didn't want to be, slighted. Both wanted to make sure you knew that they were here, and happy birthday to Dad. And it's also a way, was the anniversary that you mentioned about your grandmother, your mother's side?
Yes.
So not surprising that your dad's mom wanted to make sure, it's his birthday. She wants to make sure you know that she's here too. So that's giving a great validation. Gidget, what's with the body of water or the lake? Why do I keep seeing, it could be a pool. Does someone close to you have a pool? I keep getting pulled to water.
Growing up, we had a pool, and I was the fish. I was always in the pool.
Wow.
But I love the ocean.
You know, something like that is just a great way. And who's George or Jim, Jane, John? Who's the G or J name besides Gidget?
George. Well, I had a boss that passed away. His name was George.
Wow. The fact that you had that first come, I always tell people that the first thought that comes is always the one that's stepping forward. So, whether you haven't seen George in a long time, it doesn't matter what your relationship. All I can tell you is that your boss, George, who crossed, just waved to you and just let you know that he's saying hi. So,
Oh my God.
he actually said that he very much admired you. I don't know what the circumstances were, but where you worked, how long you worked, but he's just saying that. So it's just
it wasn't good for a long time.
But did it turn at some point?
It did. He apologized to me at one point, but it was a lot of years of a lot of pain.
Wow. So not a surprise that's why he's coming through. And I just asked about, did it turn? It makes sense with the apology because I think that's the reason why he's stepping forward too, to let you know, not only that he's apologizing, but that he's here, that he's taking time to make sure that he really cares about what happened, and now in spirit he really got a up close view of how he acted or the relationship, and why he wanted to make sure you knew that he was here. So it's pretty wild that George out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, because I had been thinking about him the past couple months.
Wow, Gidget.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then not a surprise that, how this works is spirit, in this case George, actually starts putting those thoughts in your head because he can see the future like all spirit can, and they know that on this day you're going to get through to me. And he said, well, you know what, I'll prep it so that she really knows that it's me. And I didn't experience what you experienced, Gidget, but this man is really sorry because he just said to me that he had a tear coming down in his eye, and he also just said to me it wasn't just you. He was kind of like shared that kind of how he was with everybody or a lot of people. So that's what he's just saying. And what's with the car too, or the cars?
The cars.
Did someone work like an automobile place, or did someone just do something, get a car, buy a car, sell a car? I'm in a sea of cars. There's cars.
I was thinking about trading my car in.
Wow. So just know that everyone in Spirit is just letting you know that they know what your thought process is. And I just heard someone say, hold off. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. I don't know what that means. You'll only know what that means, but just I can't get George away from me, Gidget. He's just very, very, very concerned about you and just around you. So I've got to take a break. So Gidget, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, guys. It was lovely talking to you, Elix. I'm looking forward to your show.
Thank you.
Oh my God, Gidget, look at
Oh
this.
my God.
Look what we got for you, Gidget.
I love it.
I love it. And we will be
Yeah.
right back.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That was so cool. And that was the actual
was
that's the actual
fast.
theme. Yeah. I can't believe you could pick that up so fast. Mark. I'm a genius. I guess so. And welcome back to Through the Static. So let's go to the next caller. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi, this is Karen.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well too, Karen. So let's see what's going on with Miss Karen. Karen. I'm pausing because my God, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of Karen, you've got when I tune into you, you've got a huge energy. really, this is really fantastic. That you got your energy kind of, I can see like how far out it goes, and when it's very healthy, it can really expand, like sort of like putting like an egg around you or a bubble. And your energy though is like very in sync too. So
Yeah.
are you connected? Like, do you know you're connected?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. I'm like, I'm tuning into you. I'm like, oh my God, this is cool. Maybe I should get some tips from you. This is really good. So Karen, let me ask you something. Who's the Terry or Tom or Teresa? Why do I keep getting this T name?
Let's see.
Living or crossed, but there's a really pronounced, or Tabitha or Tabby. Wait a minute. Do you have cats?
No,
That's-
I have a dog.
But you never had cats?
No, my daughter just got one.
Oh, that's what I'm tuning into. I knew there was something with a cat. That's not that. I mean, that's sort of like a double validation because I got when I went to Tabitha and Abby, they wanted to validate that they know you're a cat. But there's something with the it feels like Thomas. You know, have somebody that's got a first name or middle name or last name like Tom Thompson connected to you.
Yeah, actually, my mother's neighbor.
Well, that's interesting.
We were just talking to him actually a couple of days ago.
Oh, I got it. So when you mean your mom was talking about him.
Yeah.
So just know, it's very common that's where it does things up. It's very strong. Obviously, you just said your mom's here, but there's a very strong dad and mother figure. I know your mother's here, but is your dad crossed?
No, but my mother-in-law is.
Okay, so but there's a father-in-law that's still here too. Okay, wow. So there's gonna be like a grandpa because this father figure is very, very strong. He just showed me my birthday, the 14th. What's the 14th connected here? 1-4. Someone's got some 14. Maybe someone is 14 old. 14.
My daughter was born on the 14th.
Oh, so that's what it is. I see. She's gonna be the 14. Is this the one that just got the cat?
No, it's the other one.
So they're going through both. They want to make sure all your loved ones want to make sure they're hitting all their grandkids and everyone connected to you. So, and there's also November, Karen. Why don't
November is my husband's birthday.
Wow, so that's giving a validation to him also. I'm not really sure where you are with your connection, and one of the things that's different for you is that your loved ones, including like your mother-in-law and everybody else in spirit, when I see a long line of like ancestors, and they're sort of lining up, it's just a way to validate. One of the great-grandmothers just said to me that you just don't know how connected you are. Like, you're really, really connected. There's a lot more. When I see gifts around people, Karen, it just means that there's these gifts that you have, and it's definitely connected to the spirit world. It's like making me feel like healing, like radio healing. I feel connected, and it's just a way that the spirit just wants to make sure they don't tell you what to do.
I call them woo-woos.
Who's woo-woos?
I call like the feelings that I woo.
I love it. So the great thing, you feel them, right? I mean, it sounds like
I do.
Yeah, and all Spirit's saying is that if they want to validate your connection to sort of, if you were ever interested in seeing more on this, you really do very well. Someone just yelled out, she does. She's the part of Karen that's afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a grandmother that just said that she's very, very interested in spirit, interested in connecting, and there's many times as you talked about those woo-woos of feeling like, but who is it? Like if I feel something's going on, but I don't know who it is. Like I'm not at that point, but there's also the conflict of, oh my God, but I don't want to walk into the kitchen like at 11 o'clock at night, your mommy's standing in front of me because I'll faint. You know what I mean? And that's conflict is because your soul knows how connected you are. If you're interested, you really should take a look at that, Karen, because I got to tell you, when I tuned into those energies around you, wow, you really, really connected. I love it. It's a great thing.
I don't even know where to begin with that, though.
Well, you know what? Shoot me an email, and I'll give you many, many options. How's that?
Okay.
Perfect. So, listen, I'll leave you with that, and lots of love, Karen. Thank you for calling.
All right. Thank you so much.
All righty. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Madison?
Did you say Madison?
Yes, it's Madison.
Madison. First of all, Madison, I love your name. I've always loved
Thank you.
Madison, and with this is definitely a big compliment. I always thought like if I got a female dog or a cat, I'd call it Madison. Just saying. Okay.
Thank you.
That's supposed to be a compliment.
Well, it is because that name is a beautiful name.
Oh dear God.
So Madison, let me tune into you. Okay. So Madison, 12. I get 12. So is there something connected to you in December or the 12th of the month? Do you know? Is there like a birthday or an anniversary in when I get a number? It's either like 12 is December's the 12th month.
Yeah.
And birthday
My mom's birthday.
is in December.
Yeah, my mom's birthday's in December.
Okay, so but mom is still here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's just somebody giving that as a validation. Who's the Kevin, Kathy, Christine? Who's the C or K name connected to you?
My mom's name is Christine.
Oh, so happy birthday, Christine, in December. So just know, Madison, that's what they're giving as a validation. So let me just tell you something, Madison, which is really cool. You've got a young girl that stands next to you, and I don't know yet who this is. It's either someone maybe as a baby who crossed, or maybe someone lost a baby. But all I can tell you is that this girl stands to the side of you and loves you like you're everything to her. I don't know if like this may be from your mom, like from maybe an auntie or like someone. All I can tell you is that this is a little girl that stands next to you and absolutely loves you. She just said to me that you also have there's a birthday or an anniversary right around now too. Something you're connected to a birthday or an anniversary, and where what was that?
I'm trying to think. I'm not sure.
So Madison, keep it with you. When they give me this particular sign, it's either 2 weeks backwards or 2 weeks forward. So it also could be like an anniversary of death. Madison, why do I keep getting rings? What's the rings with you?
The ring?
Yeah, but I mean, is there like a particular ring? Did somebody just like get engaged? Connected
no.
to you or the family?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, so let me ask you then. Do you know, or ask your mother if you don't know? It feels like it's an engagement ring or a wedding ring that somehow gets passed down or is held for somebody. So maybe a grandmother or a grandfather had a ring that was like passed down, or it's being held. Do you have one?
Okay.
Do you have one sibling or two siblings? Why do I keep getting two?
Two.
How many siblings do you have?
I have too many siblings. I actually don't know how many siblings I have, if we're being honest.
Okay, I don't know why they just said two. They're separating two, so I don't know why they're doing that. But there's a very strong, also a very strong father figure stepping forward. So if your dad's here, then maybe like a grandfather. No. Is your dad still here?
No.
Oh, so it's your dad then. He just said the G or J name. There's a unless there's a junior, like someone's named after somebody. He's all screaming to you, and I know I'm going fast because we're almost out of time, Madison. So I'm just going to give this to you. So yellow. Do you know what yellow? Why does your father keep saying yellow?
Yellow is my favorite color.
Oh, that would be it then. So Madison, so it's just dad like saying it's me, and he always. Your father's got oh my God, Madison, a lot to say, like a real lot to say. Just how much he loves you and is around you and with you. But your father also, makes me feel like he takes. He wants to talk about responsibility. So and talks to you. It says my Madison, with the direction you're going. I don't know if this is school or this is job wise, but are you contemplating or changing something?
I've bounced around to what I want to do for school and stuff.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I'm still deciding what I want to do.
Okay, perfect.
What I want to do in school.
So that's what Dad's giving you, and just making sure that you know that he's with you, he's watching you, and make sure you ask him for guidance, because he's like a guardian angel for you, Madison. And I wish I had more time, but the show's ending, and I don't want it to hang up on you. So lots of love, Madison. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
All right, so everybody, we will be back. I am at StephenTheMedium.com. Look for my newsletter that's coming out. Elix is at
Coach Elix, and don't forget, my new show starts August 21st, Fridays at 1.
And on behalf of the best producer in the world, Mocky Mock, we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.